let's do some speaker repairs. Now, for those of you that watched my video about, you know, how to tell if a subwoofer is blowing, yeah, this was the speaker. And I don't even know when I uploaded that video, but I'll tell you what, I feel like it's been like 2 years. I blame COVID. I got really lazy, didn't need my speakers, so, or I didn't need the sub, put it that way. So I just didn't fix it, and didn't fix it, and didn't fix it. And it's just been sitting there. Actually, I wonder, I bet this has a shipping date on it. I mean, granted, it would, the replacement driver was on back order. How do they put dates on this stuff? September 25th, 2020. I guess it hasn't been like 2 years. Alright. Maybe it's been a year. Just seems like it's been forever. Well, that means I was out of commission pretty much all last summer without that driver. I mean, I still have three working subs, but, you know, without 4, you can't do the full stack. I mean, you could just be down a sub. It would have to just be a dead sub laying there. But anyways, well, not next month, I think like July 10th or something like that, I'm doing sound at a county fair, and I will definitely need to have my full stacks ready and working. So I thought I best get my button gear and replace the driver in this thing. Also, if you stick around towards the end of this video, one of my new EV EKX speakers has a little issue that I'm going to try to fix with a LaCroix water can. I thought about making a separate video just for that, but I was like, well, first of all, I don't even know if the whole idea of trying to fix it with a LaCroix water can is going to work, but it seems like a good idea. So I thought, what the heck? We'll just have a little repair day and see if I can't get stuff back to working. Now, I think in the comments section, you know, a lot of people were like, well, you know, this should be covered under warranty because it was a shifted magnet, not a blow-in driver. And so I thought I'd tell you guys the story behind it all. So originally, like right off the bat, through my distributor, I ordered a replacement driver. And then, you know, people started commenting and they were like, I mean, replacement driver was expensive. I think it's like $450 or something like that. Definitely not cheap. And also, I kind of think maybe that's something to take into consideration when buying your next sound system. Like, I really like this Yamaha system, but that's really expensive for a replacement driver. One of my buddies looked up a replacement driver for a QSC KW 181, and I think it was like, I don't know, $180 or something like that. Just way cheaper than a replacement driver for this thing. So, I mean, like, just me using this, I don't really worry about it blowing up because even though sometimes I run my gear a little hard, like, I'm not an idiot, so very rarely will I destroy something. But the shifted magnet happened when it was out on a rental, which means I definitely lost some money on that rental. But story behind it is I ordered a replacement driver through FDW, and then I thought, well, what the heck? I'm going to contact Yamaha and see if I can't get a free replacement driver under warranty. I like doing that with a knife. This is kind of the worst part about this grill, is it doesn't really come off very easy. do it without like chipping away the black paint. I mean, unless somebody's got a tip on how to remove these things, you know, feel free to throw it down in the comments section, but prying it out is about the only way I know how to do it. But like I said, it's like recessed, kind of weird. Kind of wish I had another screwdriver. Oh, let's see here. I know I'm getting sidetracked in my story, but now I'm stumped. How to take a 15-minute video and make it a half hour. Give Brian a grill that's got to come off. Come on, you son of a bitch. Why are you being like this? Right, I took all the screws out. There are no more screws to come out. Come on. What is going on with this thing? Is there a mystery screw that I missed? No. No, there is not. Come on, jeepers creepers. Yeah. You know, should it be that hard? Oh, well, yeah, because if you look, there's a lip right there. I was supposed to pull it out from the other side. Well, you live, you learn, right? All right. I am going to run upstairs and get a better screwdriver. Ugh. All right, better screwdriver, check. Now some people are like, why don't you just grab your drill, Brian? I'm not a huge fan of using power drills on expensive speakers. Mostly, like, you know, the screws are finished nicely in black. You know, and you use a drill on it, they just get all dinged up. Start to look like you've taken it apart. And I try to be careful with things. I don't want it to look like I've taken it apart or put it back together. I just want it to look nice. So I take the few extra minutes and use a standard screwdriver. Now, if I was repairing speakers all day, yeah, I would probably just use an electric one. But I'm not repairing them all day, so I can handle it with a standard screwdriver. Now, as I was saying, I ordered a replacement driver for my distributor. And then I thought, what the heck, I'm going to try to get a free one, because what's the worst that could happen? I have a spare. So I did. And then they were like, it's kind of weird contacting Yamaha. Like, it sounded like I rolled the guy out of bed. Like, he just sounded like he was napping or something. Which, maybe, if I was doing this in the height of COVID, he might have been working from home. Snoozing on the job. But anyways, he was super nice, and he's like, yeah, you know, normally a shifted magnet shouldn't be covered under warranty, but tell you what, I'll do it for you this time. And I was like, sweet. But he's like, they're on a boat right now, so you ain't gonna be getting it anytime soon. And I said, that's alright. Not like you have any gigs anyways. And so, time went on. About a month later, I was like, you know, do I really need two 2 drivers. I was like, why don't I just cancel the one I ordered from FDW? So I tried canceling the one I ordered from FDW. And they're like, no, it's already shipped. And I'm like, alright, well, whatever. I'll take it. So then I get the one from FDW. And you know what I never, ever, ever, ever get? The one from Yamaha. So, I mean, luckily I ordered the one. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but it always seems like this kind of stuff just slips through the cracks with me. Or like, I mean, do I always get the broken speaker? Because, I mean, these, well, the EV I'm going to show you has went out like twice. And it already has issues. And, you know, like this slipping through the cracks. I was supposed to get a free one. Never did. Just always seems like it happens to me. Let's see here. Ah, that's alright. Are you gonna be a pain in the butt? I bet you are. Bet you are. Oh, no, that one came off. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, for those of you that did not watch the other video, if you can see how there is no gap right here, but there is a gap here. This driver wasn't blown. That is a shifted magnet, which means my rental customer just slammed it down on the ground. Maybe when the magnet was hot, the glue was slightly released, and the magnet shifted. And, well, it is possible to fix that. I mean, rip that sucker out of there and shim it perfectly back into position, re-glue it and let it dry. That is outside my level of patience. Probably outside my skill level too, let's be honest. I would rather just spend the money, get a new driver, call it a day. Alright, let's see here. Quite possibly one of the weirdest boxes I've seen. Oh, so it's a box in a box. A box in a box. You know, it's times like these where I miss my shop. I am currently in my basement office. Yeah, so if you don't hear from me ever again on YouTube after this, it was because I was carrying this up my stairs and from my basement, and probably fell over and it landed on me. Should we make sure this is the same speaker? Well, boy, it really doesn't say much on there. Indonesia 4-ohm ZW73910. Let's see what this guy said. Indonesia ZW73910. 4-ohm. Looks good to me. Alright. So now, let's get this guy back in here. the little foam stuff that the subwoofer is supposed to sit on to create a nice tight seal. You'd be surprised how not very well they tape that down. So anyways, if you're wondering if your subwoofer is blown or has a shifted magnet, you should really watch my other video. I thought this was blown, and then obviously found out as I was tearing it apart that it had a shifted magnet and was not blown. What's going on here? Alright, here we got two. Almost feels like the holes are smaller. It's a new and innocent sub. There we go. You know, I will say I probably should have taken my needle nose pliers and just crimped those wires back onto. I mean, I don't know if they'll ever come off, but they did slip on and off pretty easy. And obviously subwoofers vibrate. So if this thing ever just randomly dies at a gig, I'm probably going to know that the leads going to the subwoofer probably slipped off. Not like they were loose, but they just weren't super tight. I've ran into some subs where they're crimped on there so hard, like you feel like you're just gonna like completely rip apart the thing trying to get the wires off the woofer. So what else is new? Not a whole lot. I was thinking about making like some different kinds of videos to put on this channel. Like, I mean, obviously I did that live stream the other day from a mobile probe gig I was helping out with. I might help them out again like the first weekend in June with a, I think it was a crystal sugar event. And I might try to do a little bit more, maybe a live stream or maybe just record certain parts. Because obviously a live stream can get pretty long, and I thought it would have been, after I did the live stream, like once we started doing like sound check and everything and all the different moving parts that were going, I thought it would have been kind of cool to have a little bit of that videotape, but then at the same time I've got my headset on, I'm trying to follow a script. It's not like I can be sitting there videotaping our every move. Then I probably would get yelled at. Brian, focus on what we're paying it for. But I was also thinking, like, even though I don't have a gig, I've still got other buddies that are out doing gigs. And on Saturday, like my usual thing is to hang out at my buddy Anthony's gig if I don't have a gig. He does karaoke at kind of a dive bar in town, and I kind of enjoy it. And I was on a mission to sing some karaoke last Saturday. So I was having a good night. I practiced a little karaoke here in my basement. And thing is, I'm not a big karaoke singer at all. Not publicly. I've sang a couple times doing my own karaoke gigs where I've been trying to get the ball rolling for people, but I am not a confident karaoke singer. So I was practicing in my basement here, drinking a little, I always keep the booze close by, a little Remy Martin. Definitely my favorite cognac and favorite room temperature sipping liquor. I was drinking that, singing some karaoke down here, and then I went off to the bar and I was like, well, since I've been kicking back straight alcohol, I should probably take it easy, and I just got a bottle of Miller Lite. Then I had another bottle of Miller Lite. Then I got a mixed drink. And then it's weird, I all of a sudden got a lot of confidence to go up and sing. Well, not really. I made Anthony actually sing the first song with me, and then I sang the next two by myself. But I was videotaping most of it, but then I started to get so intoxicated, I was like, man, I can't keep videotaping. I'm just going to look like a drunk, slobbery mess. So those videos will not get posted to this channel. I actually deleted them off my GoPro, but it got me thinking while I was doing that I should start like this, like a gig crashers section. Like my buddy Clarence was doing a wedding at the Delta. Interestingly, he was helping out with that Mobile Pro event too. And it was in the same room the following day, so he just took all of his gear and moved it over to the other side of the room to set up for the wedding. And I was thinking, you know, it'd be kind of fun to just go live, or maybe record. I don't know, I feel like live is just a little bit more raw, like I'm sneaking into a wedding. If I could just record it and edit it later, but then I just feel like it looks like I'm editing the best parts. And I feel like I just kind of want to like go live with my cell phone, sneak into my buddy's gig. Next thing you know, he sees me dancing on the dance floor. Obviously I dress up, it's a wedding. But I was thinking about doing like this Gig Crashers section. Little different playlist area on the Angry Soundcheck channel. When I don't have a gig, randomly crash some gigs. But then I guess if I went live, it'd be on like a Saturday night, and everybody else probably has gigs too, so maybe nobody would be watching it live. But I guess it is on there for later. But that's one of the things I was thinking about doing, just to add some different kind of content. You know, outside of me babbling about equipment and replacing drivers. Suppose we should see if this thing works, huh? And just like that, you know, thing is, I don't feel like you get very good leverage trying to pry it up from this side without dinging the wood, you know? I mean, I guess I could have put like a rag over it or a little bit of a towel for a little pry spot, but too late for that now. All right. Now, do you think if I play bass music or just the bass portion of a popular track, YouTube's gonna flag this video? Be like, that sounds like the bass riff from something. Just to be on the safe side. See if I can find it quick. Take my cover off. One of my DJs, Chris, he's been DJing for me for years. He goes by Grandmaster Crisis in his hip-hop career. play the bass from one of his songs. Probably least likely to get flagged. This will be the bass line from Hustle Game Hard. As long as the subwoofer works. I mean, I'm hearing some noise. Hopefully the camera's picking all that up. Well, it works. A job well done. Pat myself on the back. I'd say I've earned myself a beer, but I was so hungover on Sunday. It was rough. I woke up on Sunday and was like, man, if that's what it takes for me to sing karaoke, I don't think I'm ever gonna sing karaoke again. You know, I will say to date, I mean, this is the best 18-inch sub. I know lately I've taken a lot of questions. I've answered a few questions on the DAS Audio Vantex subs that I've got. A lot of people looking at getting the Vantex 18As, but I went from the Vantex to these, and these are just so much better. And pricing-wise, I don't think these are much more. I want to think like $40 more. I think these are $14.99. And the Vantex 18As are like $14.69 or something like that. And just the lower bass extension, like these just hit lower, they hit harder, they sound better doing it. I know on one of my, like, the Vantex series just, or the LX18 drivers just don't hit the low notes as nicely as they should. When I first got my event subs, I actually had them send me replacement drivers because, I think I might have put this in the video if anybody's watched it, but with the way I put the Weekend on to see how it would hit low, and they just kind of like, it's like the driver like spazily flaps is what it sounds like when it tries to hit the super low notes. It just, you know, it's like me at the gym struggling, like certain things I just can't do. Alright, I'm gonna raise this up a smidge. Oop. Sorry for the journey. Now, this is what we're gonna try to fix right here. If you can see it, that is an XLR, and it don't come out. It don't come out at all. So, I'm just gonna tilt this up a wee bit. So how do we fix that? Now, these are Neutrik connectors. Not necessarily EV's fault, but, you know, some people say Neutrik connectors are the best connectors there are. Well, I've had this locks break twice now in equipment that I bought. Now, I don't know for sure if it's the lock or not. I mean, I assume it is, but maybe it's a bad XLR head. So I want to try to get this out of here without damaging the speaker. And the only reason I question maybe it's the XLR is because when I push this in, I don't know if you can hear it, but it almost like clicks back into place. So I've got a plan. Oh, now the way you'd get this out if you didn't give two shits about the XLR jack and was just going to send it in to get fixed anyways, grab it with the pliers, turn it to the side, like just rotate this, you know, 45 degrees or whatever, and, you know, then it just pushes past the lock and you can just pull it out. But obviously, if you do that, you're for sure just gonna straight up destroy the lock. I mean, even if it's not broken. So you really want to make sure, like, if you go that route, the lock really is toast. And because I'm just holding out this faint amount of hope that the lock is not complete garbage, my goal is to trip the lock by sliding a thin piece of metal down the side. Is it possible for me to show you what I'm doing? Maybe. We'll see. Alright. I know. Horrible camera technique. Well, it's in there. I'm just gonna... What am I gonna do? I need to put this somewhere. Alright. So my hope, like I said, is to slip this down here hard enough. It's tough because you need something thin enough to slide down there, but also tough enough to trip the lock. I was hoping aluminum would do it. Come on. Aluminum does not seem to be doing it. Alright, new strategy. Same pop can. I'm going to cut a bigger strip. Oops. A bigger strip, fold it over. Hopefully add a smidge of toughness to it. Without adding a lot of extra bulk. God dang. Also try not to slice my fingers open with sharp aluminum. I just don't think that's going to work. I am going to move this back over here because I might just get a little tough with it. Just a smidge. And I don't want to lose my camera to the floor. Alright. What do I need? I feel like I need something. Come on. Ooh, maybe, oh no, I think I just bent it over. Come on. I think I'm gonna have to destroy it. I just... Alright, hang on. I'm gonna find myself pliers. I'll be right back. Okay. I just feel like, come on. Well, it's a solid attempt, a solid idea. I don't think that thing's pin's coming out. So you twist it to the side and pull. And actually, that was not horrible. I had a different lock where it was definitely locked in there. And when I rotated it to the side, it really destroyed the lock. Now the question is, just trying to look in there with my flashlight. You know, I don't know if the lock is broke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, twist the right end of it, I'm going to take a different XLR jack and I'm going to stick it in there. So this XLR is brand new and I use it all the time in a different speaker. Locked in there, push button, pull out. Well, I am just going to say, thank goodness I did not destroy the lock. I'm just not quite sure why this one got stuck in there. I don't know if you can really see it. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. So I don't know why this one got stuck in there and this one did not. Yeah, I mean so I guess I've only had one Nutric lock break on me. This one was not broken. So it's a good thing I got it out without damaging it. But that is the thing to know. If you ever run into getting one of these stuck in yours and you think you have a broken lock, don't just rip it out. What you want to do is that once it's in there, rotate it to get that hole past the lock and then it'll pull out. Although I swear the last time I did that, I mean the lock was broken. So, I mean, it was heavily just hammered down in there. But the other one that I did that to where I rotated it, I could just hear the lock just getting bent, ripped. But probably was because the lock wasn't broken. So, you know, I pushed it in, it did get released a little bit, and then I was able to rotate it. So anywho, one sub driver replaced, and one apparently crappy XLR safely recovered from a non-broken speaker. I think I was starting to say earlier, why does crap always break for me? I mean, my RCFs I bought came in dinged, I'm 2 times out, and the XLR jack breaks on this thing. Just have not been having the best luck with gear lately. But, thankfully, this was an easy fix. And one where, because I mean, let's be honest, I never would have tried to replace that connector myself. I would have had to have sent it into EV. Hopefully, you know, I'm not an official EV dealer, so hopefully they would have been nice enough to let me just take the amp out and just send the amp in to replace. The thing that sucks is those connectors are like $1.50. I had a Yamaha TF5 and I had the XLR was what broke in that. The lock broke so that when you pushed the pin in, it didn't release at all, like the metal had actually broke. And on that one, they wanted me to ship in the entire mixer. And I'm like, man, like the whole mixer, are you gonna pay for shipping? And they're like, no. And I'm like, even though it's under warranty, it's one thing I'll say about my Midas M32 when I had that. That came with some issues. They sent me a next day shipping label. They guaranteed like next day repair and next day shipping back to me. I had it within a week back. And that's one thing I will say about Midas, at least then when I had an issue, is they had some pretty solid warranty repair service. Yamaha, not so much. I would have had to ship it myself. I brought it to, I wanted it packed good, so I brought it to the UPS store. And they wanted like it was expensive, like many hundreds of dollars for them to pack and ship it for me. And I was like, eh. So I cracked open the TF5 myself, took out the card that had the XLRs on it, and I just bought a replacement jack. Like I said, it was like $150. And I took it to a cell phone repair store in town, and I was like, I just need this soldered out and this soldered in. Like, I knew it was above my skill level, that kind of small soldering. So I didn't want to destroy the board myself, so I paid somebody $80 to do it, threw the card back in, and worked just fine. But anyways, I guess this has been an edition of Brian's Repair Shop. If you have any questions on what I did, or about the Yamaha driver, or more questions on Nutric jacks, throw it down in the comments section. Otherwise, until next time, have a good day.